Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for checking in another video. I have a really exciting video for you today, a glove that a few of you have messaged me about or commented on previous videos that I'm going to review with you, the Fly Superlace X. Before I get into the review, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of all my upcoming videos. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so today we're going to be going over the Fly Superlace X. And this is a glove that I've received a handful of comments from in the YouTube comments and also on my Instagram page. If you don't follow me there, you should go on to Instagram. It's Jordan Miller on YouTube, and I interact with a lot of people on there as well. In the comment sections of my pictures I post and also in the chat function. And a lot of people have been asking me to do a review of Fly because this glove, it's relatively new, you know, compared to other brands that have been around for decades like Winning, Cleto Reyes, and Grant, but it has made a name for itself pretty quickly. And I know lots of people who have always been, always worn your, traditional, very well-known, respected brands like Winning and Cleto, who have given those up and are now wearing Fly. You see professional boxers like Tyson Fury train with Fly, up-and-coming boxers like Josh Kelly train and box with Fly. So they've made a pretty strong name for themselves, definitely in Great Britain, which is where the company is from. But here in the States, you're starting to see a little more and more of the glove, and it's definitely piqued the interest of many of you out there. So that's why I wanted to do the review. These are specifically the Fly Superlace X. So Fly has two primary lines of gloves they make. They make their regular line, which is made from genuine goatskin leather, and then they have the X line, which are these, which are made from a synthetic leather. The leather is the only difference between the two gloves. The shape of the glove, the foam padding they use, and the liner in both versions are identical. Now, I had been eyeing Fly for a long time before they made the X line, and they run for a 16-ounce pair of Superlace gloves, their lace-ups, are 345 British pounds, which, depending on your exchange rate for the day, is about $430-ish. So because of that price point and not being able to try the gloves on, that's a lot of money to commit to potentially not like the glove. So when the Superlace X came out, I think not quite a year ago, I was extremely eager to get my hands on these because they sell for 180 British pounds, so almost half the price. And 180 pounds, depending on the exchange rate, is about 225 US dollars. So that I was more willing, $225 versus $430-ish. I was willing to take the risk on the X line, so I went and got a pair. I've had these for about 7 or 8 months, and I've said this I have another video on Rival's RFX Guerrero sparring gloves, the Lomachenko version, and I go back and forth between this glove and those as my favorite glove. If I could only wear one glove, period, I go back and forth between those two, between this glove and that glove. So hopefully by the end of the review today, you'll kind of see why. So first, we'll talk about the stitching. So Fly, their kind of signature design that you'll see is this double stitching in the shape of an X across the back of the wrist area. There's also double stitching here across the back and double stitching on the palm. Again, I've been using these an extensive amount for 7-ish months now. No frayed stitches, no busted seams, nothing like that at all. So the stitching on here has been excellent. The overall design, it's a bit, I would say maybe this is an average cuff length. It's not quite as long as a Cleto. I feel like Cletos probably come another like 1/2 inch or inch down my arm, but it's definitely not a short cuff. For me, this is the perfect average length for the length of a glove. It kind of has a bit of a slimmer profile, but again, a straight line here, not like Rivals where it kind of comes in at an angle on the pinky side. I love the design in just its simplicity. Solid color, Fly with their logo here on the back of the palm, and then nothing else. I love that. It's clean, simplistic, and it just looks really, really good. Now, while the glove looks good, the fit, feel, and the padding for me are just what make this one of my absolute favorite gloves. We'll start in the wrist area. There's about a ½ inch of medium density foam on the palm side of the wrist area. Also about a ½ inch, same density foam along the back. And they have these round laces. Again, I've said before, you know, I used lace and loop. I got these in red and white to match the color scheme of these gloves. I'll put a link below where you can pick these up. They're about 20 bucks and give you the benefit of having, you know, the secure wrist features that lace-up gloves provide, but the convenience of Velcro. So these are awesome. I have these on all my lace-up gloves. So this cinched up all the way. I'm able to get a really good protective fit around my wrist all the way from the bottom of my palm down to the bottom, and keeps the glove nice and secure with a good amount of protection throughout, but not so much so it doesn't feel really bulky. So great wrist protection. The thumb. This was the only thing that just took me getting used to. It's not uncomfortable, it was just different than gloves I had previously owned. So the placement of it and the seam here, no problem. What it is, and you can kind of see, is the thumb is like pre-molded to be in this bent shape just like this. So your hand on the inside kind of sits like this. I mean, it's not quite that drastic, but you know, just to show you how that bends right there. And it's stuck in that position. You're not straightening your thumb, this piece here. It's been sewn that way. My gloves that I had worn previous to these, all of them just by happenstance all had a straight parallel thumb that, you know, you can kind of bend a little bit in, but it was not as significant or drastic as this bend. So that just took me getting used to. It wasn't uncomfortable, but it was different. Now I don't even notice. It's in there, and it's just, it does help you hold a nice fist position like this. And I don't jam my thumb up at the top, and there's a great amount of padding all along here. So padding is good. Placement here is nice, no pinching. It's in the seam here is in a great spot, but it is, you know, this bent thumb here is different from some other gloves. So thumb, good, just took me some while getting used to. Hand compartment. I would say this is a compact hand compartment. I have about 1 inch of space here on the right side, and that's perfect. As you can see, so I don't have wraps on now, but this leather here is pretty close to the skin, again, because this is a nice compact hand compartment, which I really like. Something different about this hand compartment than from any other glove I've tried is the fingertip compartment. Along this section, they've either added an extra piece of leather or put in a special stitch across this section, because it feels like this fingertip compartment is its own, it's like separate from the hand compartment, if that makes sense. Other gloves, the leather here, this is all you feel on the inside. With this glove, there's the leather here, and then right here on this seam, it's like there's a wall of leather that runs on the inside across the whole finger compartment. So it's like your fingers are in their own space, the fingertips from these knuckles down, and then the rest of your hand is in the hand compartment. So I don't have another pair of gloves that have that design, and I think that feature helps keep your hand in such a comfortable, natural fist position, because from here to here are for my fingertips to these knuckles, which means these knuckles right here are sitting right there, which means this whole flat surface you see right there, the punching surface, my hand is held just like this. So right across where the surface of your knuckles where you want to be striking, these gloves hold your fist there perfectly in that shape. And as you can see, kind of a pretty flat surface there. You get really good feedback on the bag and on the mitts from these gloves. And I think a lot of the reason why this hand compartment holds your fist in such a nice natural position is this like fingertip compartment within the hand compartment. Back of the hand, very, very well protected, thick, nice padded foam across the back. The padding is probably my favorite feature of these gloves. It is soft, so as you can see, you know, this medium to soft density here, but it's not pillowy soft. It's not like a winning or, you know, kind of a hot glove right now. A lot of people are checking out and using are the Adidas Ataspeed 501s that use their Cloud EVA injected foam. Those are really, really pillowy and soft. I have those gloves as well. Let me know if you want me to review them. It's not soft like that, but it is soft. This glove, it's a soft puncher's glove, if that makes any sense. It kind of has the best of both worlds for me, where the padding is softer, but I can feel my knuckles go through just enough, and the flat surface here is still dense enough that I can get really good feedback, and there's still good protection. So for me, it's like the perfect hybrid of a puncher's glove and a soft padded protective glove. So that's my favorite piece. And then my second favorite part of the gloves, I would say, is because of this fingertip compartment within the hand compartment, it just holds your hand in this perfect natural fist position. My third favorite piece of the glove is the liner. So the liner is this silky satin polyester, and it is like when you first put them on, I'm like, okay, this is why I spent $200 on these gloves. It's like luxuriously silky smooth. It is also sewn into the glove very, very well. There is zero bagginess. You can't feel it bunched up in any area within the glove. That feature, it's a simple thing, but it's so comfortable and feels so good when you put the gloves on. So it's a simple thing, and that's why it's probably my third favorite piece of the glove. All right, so we talked about the lining, you know, how it's just really comfortable to put on. It's a simple thing. You may be wondering about the leather. So this is a synthetic leather. If they hadn't told me that this is synthetic, I never would have thought that this is synthetic leather. So other synthetic leathers I've tried have been very, very thick and coarse, making them extremely stiff. And for me, I just found them to be very uncomfortable. Or you get the type of synthetic leather you find on the very, very cheap gloves, like the $30, $40 that you might find at like a department store, like a Target or something like that, almost like toy boxing gloves. The synthetic leather on those, that's what I think of. These look and feel like leather. I've used these for so many rounds of boxing, and there is no signs of wear and tear, no signs of discoloration. It feels thin, it feels like leather. It's a pretty flexible glove. I can open up the hand compartment pretty easily. So I'm someone who I don't like typically synthetic leather. Doesn't stop me or bug me about these gloves at all. So don't let the fact that they say that, well, that these are synthetic leather, don't let that bother you. They feel great, and they've held up extremely well. So how can you get these gloves? So I bought these, 7-8 months ago. So you can go on Fly's website. Don't do that. Go to Box Up Nation. Check them out on Instagram, Box Up Nation. Go to their website. This is a boxing shop out of Texas, and they have these gloves, and they sell them for $210 US. So already a little cheaper, already in the States, so you're gonna get them much quicker. Every order I've ever placed with them, they ship out the exact same day, so you get them super fast. Typically they're running some sort of a promo, you sign up for an email, newsletter subscription, you get $15 off or a certain percentage off. It kind of varies from time to time. So you could get these gloves for under $200 and shipped to your house within a few days. That is absolutely a steal, because again, other than the leather, these gloves are exactly like the $430, $450 you're going to end up spending on the genuine leather Fly gloves. So the bargain that you get for these, especially if you get them through Box Up Nation, is unbeatable. These are just such a tremendous, amazing glove. If anybody asks for me, what glove they should try, brands they haven't heard about, this is the glove that I recommend to them. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this review of the Fly Superlace X training gloves. Let me get these set up here. Again, I go back and forth between these and the Rival RFX Guerrero. Different gloves, different padding, a little bit of a different feel. Definitely, I mean, I think everybody, you should have at least 2 pair of boxing gloves. At this point, with what I own, if I could only have 2 pair, it would be the Fly Superlace and the Rival RFX Guerrero. Those would be the 2 that I have. And I think they complement each other well, with the different, one being a much more protective, thick type of padding, these being the softer, like really that hybrid puncher's glove, but also soft, slightly pillowy foam that they use in these gloves. Let me know what you think about these gloves. If you have any questions about them, down in the comments. Let me know if you want to see these compared, head to head with other gloves, or other videos that you'd like to see. Remember to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified of my upcoming videos, and I'll see you guys next time.